Hey guys, I'm Erik Peterson and I'm a men's dating and relationship coach for Skill of Attraction. And today's attraction tips video is called 12 Ways You're Being Needy, oftentimes without realizing it. Now, several years ago, I made a video about some common needy mistakes men often make with women. It was one of my earlier videos, and if any of you have seen them, then you know they're not very good. Now, I had little experience at the time, and believe it or not, it's a lot more difficult to talk into a camera than one may think. Now, I'm not making excuses or anything, just stating the facts. But I always knew that one day, when I got a little better at this, that I would make new versions of some of my older important videos. Nowadays, I'm much better in front of the camera. Maybe me stumbling upon my words right now isn't really indicating that, but I am. And I have updated equipment and I have a much bigger audience, so the time is right. Now, this will not be the same video. I mean, I'm not just repeating what I said in that video. There will, of course, be some similarities, but it's almost a completely different video with new knowledge and updated ideas. I mean, that video was 5 years ago and a lot has changed since then. Now, one thing that hasn't changed is women being disgusted by neediness in men. This is something that will never change. So if you're hoping you could wait this one out and that one day women will be swooning for needy men, well, you're in for a big shock. In fact, neediness is probably the most despised trait a man could have. And if it's not the most despised, it's definitely in the top 3. Now, you may be thinking, well, I don't care what women think, and I'm not changing for no woman. Well, this happens to be something that other men find pathetic too. No one respects a needy man. No one. Now, why is that? It's because neediness is more or less the opposite of confidence and abundance. Confident men don't feel like they need outside validation. And of course, if you have abundance in your life, you will not feel neediness of any kind, really. And just to be clear, having needs and being needy are not necessarily the same thing. We all have certain needs that we expect a committed partner to meet as long as they're reasonable. Now, expecting your girl to have sex with you every single night is unreasonable, but expecting sex in your relationship is very reasonable and a legitimate human need, and not just for men. Now, whining, begging, or manipulating her in order to get sex is needy. You see the difference there? Now, as a man, you're expected to find solutions to your problems. If you're lacking something in your life, it's up to you to go out and do something about it. And women expect this from you. What they don't expect is you whining, complaining, begging, crying, leaning on them, turning to them for answers, and so on. The only woman in the world who you might be able to do that with is your mother. And the last person your girl wants to be to you is your other mother. But on the other hand, if you're working to fulfill your life with what it's lacking, that you're actively working on this, most women will be surprisingly supportive, maybe even help you without you having to ask. Your girl wants you to succeed and be happy and feel fulfilled. They just don't want to be the source for all that. They want to be a complement to your life. Now, of course, they want to bring you happiness, and a girl in love wants to please her man any way that she can, but she wants to do that for a man who is already winning at life, or at the very least, well on his way. In other words, she wants to complement that. Now, how I often describe it is, you want to have a happy, fulfilling, well-rounded life, and you want to see your girl like she's the cherry on top. You don't need her, but she sure is great. And she brings that extra oomph to your life so you can share it together. Now, if you're not quite there yet, all you could do is keep working at it. And in the meantime, you want to keep any lingering neediness under wraps for the time being. Now, part of the problem is that most men don't even realize that they're being needy. I have guys ask me all the time, hey coach, is this needy? So in this attraction tips video, I'm going to be discussing 12 ways that you're being needy, and oftentimes without even realizing it. You're probably not going to be doing all of these things, but really any of them should be quashed. And if you notice these bubbling to the surface, then you know what areas you need to work on. But if you guys need my personal help and you're interested in some private coaching, please head over to my website at soa.fm, click on the coaching tab, and there you'll see that I have several options for you to choose from. My coaching options include several phone coaching packages for my North American clients and several Zoom coaching packages for my clients outside North America. And I'll post the links to both my contact page and my coaching page in the description down below. Also, be sure to come on over to the new Skill of Attraction website and join the social community. There you could ask questions, give and get advice, share your war stories, compare your notes with other men who are also learning just like you. Everyone there is at different levels of game and dating knowledge, so don't be embarrassed if you're a beginner. And for you more advanced guys, the beginners could really use your help. So just head over to soa.fm and you can register for free. You could even remain relatively anonymous. And it's actually kind of fun. Our main members seem to really be enjoying it. So I hope to see you guys there. Now, some of these will be obvious to some people and not so obvious to others. I mean, hell, most men don't even realize that they're being needy until someone points it out to them. Yes, girls do a lot of these things too, and it's unattractive from them as well, if it's overdone. However, it's a bit more expected from women and much more tolerated by us. It is not tolerated by women, at least not for very long. I mean, it might be kind of cute to them initially, but it'll get old quickly. So don't compare your behavior against hers. I mean, the dating market is full of double standards that will never change, simply because we're just wired differently. So number one, over texting. Now this one is pretty obvious if you've been following me for really any length of time. Doesn't matter if it's texting, phone calls, DMs, chat, whatever. If you're always reaching out to her, wanting to chit chat, you're being needy. Men should have other things going on in their life, such as goals and hobbies. You shouldn't have so much extra time to talk over the phone or the computer. Number two, pushing for all for time. Similar to over-texting, but this is also for wanting to see her all the time and spend all your time together. Look, I get it. She's a great girl. She makes you smile. She's fun in the bedroom. She's fun when you're face to face. But this communicates that you're not a happy, confident man without her. Like I said, women want to be a complement to your already happy, fulfilling life. Plus, it's best that you two have some independence outside the relationship. You need a little mystery between the two of you. Number three, relationship labels. This is really her department, and when you're pushing for labels, wanting to have the talk before she's ready, or even putting your own label on it before she's ready, you're going to scare her off. She's going to feel pressured, and when you pressure a woman romantically, she will begin to pull away without fail. Happens every time. And as long as she's acting like a girlfriend, I mean, who really cares what it's called? And if you can't handle that there are other men in the picture and you're not exclusive yet, then either be patient or just get out. Number four, seeking her approval. Now this is a big one that men rarely realize that they're doing it, and it comes in many forms. As an example, if she says, you know, you would be much sexier if you toned up your body a bit. Well, she's right, but rushing off to the gym the next day and sending her a text, hey, I just got my gym membership, you're actually doing this to get her approval. Really anything that you do or say as a way to get a pat on the back or a romp in the sax from her is approval seeking. So stop it. Number five, uncontrolled jealousy. A lot of you will have a problem with this one because so many of you believe that if a woman talks to another man other than you, it's disrespectful. However, when you get jealous over these little things, I mean, what you're really telling her is, I fear this man is better than me, so I'm going to need you to give me all your attention so I feel better about myself. This is the opposite message you want to send to women. Women want to feel like they're with the best. Number six, guilting her about spending time with others. Now, similar to jealousy, this is when you get upset and make her feel bad when she wants to hang out with her girlfriends or even family instead of you. Now, a lot of men will give her a guilt trip for this, saying things like, oh, you don't care, or you don't really love me. If you did, you wouldn't want to hang out with your girlfriends tonight. Again, this tells her that you need her in order to feel good and confident about yourself. Number 7, showing up unannounced. This is when you show up at her house, her job, the place where she's hanging out, completely unannounced. Not only is this needy, but it also falls into the creepy category. She will not be pleasantly surprised when you do this. It will scare her no matter what your intentions are. And nothing says, I'm always watching you, like showing up unannounced, especially if you tried to guilt her about not seeing you prior. Number 8, being too agreeable. Now, a lot of men do this to be nice, afraid that he will drive her away by disagreeing with her. Other times it's to force a connection. Oh my God, me too. We have so much in common, babe. It's meant to be. This is yet another way that shows that you need her approval. Number 9, leaning into her. Now, this may seem very minor on the surface, but it's a much bigger deal than it seems. Even on some of my videos where I've talked about this in the past, women have commented on those videos telling me that they felt something was off about a guy that they really liked. And when I talked about the lean in, it hit them. So when you do this, it's very needy, like you're hanging on her every word or that you need her to be close to you. In fact, leaning back when you want to lean in often works like a magnet for her, where she automatically leans into you. Now, of course, she has to like you and feel attraction first, but you would be surprised how well it works. It actually makes her feel more attraction for you because leaning back conveys confidence. Number 10, always pawing and kissing her. I mean, I get it. She's cute, she's sexy, she smells incredible. I mean, who wouldn't want to kiss and grope a girl like that? And she may actually enjoy the attention initially. But after a while, I guarantee that she's thinking, ugh, just leave me alone. Am I this guy's first girlfriend or something? I mean, even if it is your first girlfriend, not so much touching and kissing her. Actually showing restraint makes you much more attractive to a girl. It's kind of similar to leaning in. I mean, it's very needy. Number 11, seeking reassurance. Now, this is when you do or say things to get reassurance about where you stand with her. Now, whether that means saying, I love you, just to see if she says it in return, or overtly asking her, do you still love me? It's weak and needy. Women will show you where you stand through their actions. And if you know what to look for, this shouldn't be much of a puzzle. Plus, if you're confused about where you stand, there's something up in your relationship and her attraction is most likely dropping or on the lower side. Number 12, seeking compliments. Now, you have to learn to face it and accept it. Men just don't get a lot of compliments from women. In fact, it's pretty rare. So it feels pretty good when you actually get a sincere one. Of course, you're going to naturally want more, or any, if you never get them to begin with. But seeking them out, that's super needy and shows a lack of confidence in yourself. Yes, women seek them out from us all the time, but they thrive on that validation. You're expected to validate yourself. And once in a while, on very rare occasions, you might get a nice little compliment from her. So those are 12 ways that men are needy with women. If you're realizing that you do one or many of these, then that's a sign that those are some areas that you need to work on. If you're always texting her, then you need to find something compelling and productive to take up your free time. If you're very agreeable with her and extra nice to her, then you may have some codependency issues. If you're always leaning into women when they speak or just exist, then you're way too eager and you probably should expand your dating pool until one of those women locks you down. Now, if you continue acting needy with her, eventually she will get disgusted. Like I said earlier, she'll probably think it's kind of sweet and cute at first, but every time you act needy, you're actually getting closer and closer to the friend zone or to her ending the relationship altogether. The only exception to that is if she is super needy and insecure. But if you're both like that, then that's really unhealthy and codependent, and you're both going to have a lot of problems in the relationship eventually. So, if you found this video helpful, or any of my videos helpful, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up and for you to share it with any of your friends and family. I'd also really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button down below and tick that little bell symbol next to it so you get real-time notifications of when I upload new videos. And in the description down below, not only will I have a link to both my contact page and my coaching page, but I also have a link to PayPal or my Bitcoin wallet address if you deem this video worthy of a donation. Oh, and once again, I forgot, you have super thanks as an option. So that's it for this video. I hope to catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.